Welcome to Because We Can. My name is Jay, an advocate and conscious seeker. Each week, we will explore inspiring messages to help us unlock our truest potential and power within all of us to become the best versions of ourselves. When we believe we can, we are absolutely limitless. Thank you for joining me today. Now let's dive in and see what today's message brings us. The dream that you have and the passion that lies within you is there for a reason and is going to come to fruition because you and only you have that drive and have that ambition and have that calling. And it is in my best interest and in my hope that I can help ignite and bring that to your awareness. Now, I'm super excited for this one because I want to get to know you. Yes, that's right. I want to get to know who you are, what you do, what you like, what kind of things you're into, what you're working towards, what has been holding you back possibly in your life. All of these fun stuff that can help us to create an inventory, a personal inventory in our lives and help us to go in a better direction to where we eventually want to end up. So I put a lot of thought into these questions. I also researched some questions that are typically used to get to know somebody a little bit deeper and further. And that can be for friendships, new connections, building relationships. So I thought that was a pretty interesting piece to this puzzle. But I really wanted to go into the second episode of Because We Can with this because I feel like a lot of podcasts and a lot of video creators and a lot of influencers, however you want to put it, don't spend enough time getting to know their audience or the people that pour a lot of love and encouragement into. And I want to be able from the very beginning to do that because I think it's such an important piece to one's success, one's achievement, one's desire to give back, especially for someone who I myself am. I love seeing other people grow and seeing other people become successful at what it is that they desire most in their lives and to live the best life that they can. And what a better way to do that than to start with them and to start with us, getting to know each other, creating that trust and that encouragement from the very start. So I thought it was a great idea and I want to dive right in. So there is quite a bit of questions, but we'll see how far we get and what kind of questions resonate with you the most. So feel free to comment down below what questions stuck out to you most and feel free to answer them. Obviously, hello, I'm here to ask these questions for you first and foremost, and then I'm going to do a little bit of answers myself so that you can get an idea and learn a little bit about me. So I think that'll be an awesome thing to get into. So first question is, what do you do? And who are you? Now these questions are two distinct, separate ones. We usually get the what do you do when we first meet people, and sometimes that leaves out a lot of room to express who we really are. So following up with the question, who do you feel you are? It invites more of the truer person that you are, truer representation of who you are. So what do you do? Who are you? What are you interested in? What are you passionate about? And what do you dream of? What gets you going in the morning? What makes you feel most alive? What is something that you want to accomplish on that bucket list that you have? What's one thing you wish more people knew about you? I think that's a great one to really introduce yourself and to really think about for yourself. Like, what are some things that you wish that somebody knew but nobody really knows, or like a hidden talent or skill? It doesn't even have to be that. It could be like your desire to help people and change the world. I know that's one thing for me. Or it could be that you're really good in the kitchen, like you can whip up any kind of meal, or that you want to become the better version of yourself and are working day in and day out despite what other people may see behind the scenes. So that is a great question. What are you most proud of? That's something that we may struggle a little bit with. I know I do. I feel like something that I'm most proud of is my desire to keep going even when things get tough. And even though I may overthink and over analyze certain situations, I always try to get back up and try again. And I think that I'm most proud of that resiliency because it's helped me to get to where I am now and where I'm eventually gonna go. And it's helping me to create that blueprint for myself to eventually help other people do the same for them and themselves. And there's nothing greater that I'm more proud of than to be able to look back and to look right now, here and now, to see all the hidden gems that I've dropped along the way. So I think that's something that I'm most proud of. What's one thing that sets you apart from others or that you feel makes you unique? Something that I consider myself to be unique to me is my outlook of life and how deep of a thinker I really am. And I used to think that that was a weakness of mine and that was a kryptonite of mine. But as I get older, I start to realize that that's my secret power and my hidden ignition that helps to fuel that passion to use my resources and to use what I have in front of me to make nothing into something. I think reading between the lines and finding the deeper meanings behind life has really gotten me very far in my understanding of why I'm here, why we are here, and to live a more fulfilling and purposeful life. So with my Scorpio deep thinking energy slash brain with a dash of Libra to go along with that essence, I think I'm very much cut out to be someone who brings healing and hope and inner power to people to rise up and challenge and make this world a better place than how we found it. So, what makes you unique? What is your relationship with success, with failure? And what do you fear the most? Actually, what scares you, but you do it anyway, to kind of counteract that previous question? What do you want to do more of? What do you want to do less of? What is something you would like to say to another person or do for another person? What is something you would like to say to yourself? What would you like to do for yourself? I think these are great questions to pause and reflect as well, because I feel like a lot of the times we have well intentions and well meaning to do more for others and to say more to others, to say more affirmations and showcase how much we love and care for other people. But sometimes life gets in the way, and sometimes we get boggled down by the everyday life that we are living, and we may miss those opportunities, or we may not know the best way to go about that kind of demonstration of love, you know? For me, I can have a bad habit of not replying to my messages that I receive on all platforms, social media, text message, phone calls. I can get pretty bad with it. But my intention is there, and my well wishes to be able to reply instantly like I used to when I was younger. I don't know what happened, but we're working through it. Is to be there and to drop everything that I'm doing in order to make sure that that person is received and loved, you know. But I think over time, I was doing so much of that, or trying to compensate when I was younger, that I grew more wary or tired of trying to expend all of that energy. And not to say that it's something where it's not necessary to do. Like, I do think that it's good to take time out of one's day to send a encouraging message, to reply back to somebody who had great news, or to show reassurance and care for someone who just told you that they lost a loved one, or that they don't know where they want to go or what direction they want to go in, and they need someone by their side. So it's a very tricky thing when you couple that with, you know, what you wish you could say to yourself, and bringing it inward, what you can do for yourself. That's someone we neglect the most and we overlook the most. These last few years, I've really myself had to practice pouring back into me and dropping everything for me, learning how to rebalance my relationship I have with myself and the relationships I have with others. So it's been a long journey and it's been a long process, but it's something that I try to practice every day and that I'll get more into in other videos. But I want to return back to you. What are some things that you wish you could do here and now for other people and for yourself? What is something you currently need to heal from and work through? What is something you want to let go of? And what is something you want to celebrate more of? How can we learn how to uplift ourselves in those times of change and transition and healing and doing the work? I think doubling back and breaking down a little bit more of what are some things you currently want to heal within yourself, about yourself, and what do you want to let go of moving into this next year. I know 2023 has been fast moving, probably the fastest year to my knowledge that it's gone by in a whim. I think that it's good to take inventory in this last quarter of the year, going into that first quarter, to really recognize what are some things that we could reflect on and put into practice starting on day one of next year. Actually, let me back up, starting from day one of tomorrow, because when we think about healing and when we think about letting go, releasing in order to invite new things in, it all starts in the present and it all starts in the now. Our future is now. The past is the past. It's done, it's over with. We can't change anything. We can look back and reflect and take note of what we could have done better or what we could have celebrated more of and honored more of. But when we think about it, it's just a distant memory now. It's something that we can't let affect us in the here and now and where we're going to next, in our next chapter, in our next book, you know? So what are some things, really dig deep as you close out on all of these fantastic questions to get to know us, to get to know you, yourself better. What are some things that you've been really wanting to avoid but know that you need to address, that keep coming up for you? Let's talk about it. Let's be a community that helps each other work through these things, especially in a world where things are heavy right now. And to be able to recognize that, to be able to recognize that a lot of us are hurting, a lot of us are healing, a lot of us are wanting a better future for ourselves and other people right now. And to not be ashamed of where you've been, of where you are right now, of what you want to fulfill, the dream that you have and the passion that lies within you is there for a reason and is going to come to fruition because you and only you have that drive and have that ambition and have that calling. And it is in my best interest and in my hope that I can help ignite and bring that to your awareness, to my awareness. So I hope I was able to give a little bit of detail on my end of some of these questions. And if you want to know more, please let me know down below. If you want to get to know me a little bit more, don't hesitate to reach out. You can find me at all of my contact platforms and information down below that I will provide. So yeah, let's get to know each other. And 2 more questions, I promise. 2 more questions. How can I be of best help for you as we move into this new chapter of Because We Can? I want to have this be the most engaging and inclusive and inviting space that I can make it to be and that we can make it to be. So on my end, what can I do to best provide help for you, to help you feel welcomed and received? Hopefully I'm already doing a good job at that, but please, your feedback is much appreciated. And how can we as a community build an inclusive and impactful space together? It takes a team, it takes a village to accomplish many great things, and we can't do it alone. I can't do it alone, you can't do it alone. So let's have a space where we can come together to lift each other up and encourage each other that we can do this and we can make this world a better place. We can make ourselves a better version, and we can come together in unity and solidarity and peace so that we can then spread it outward to those that really need it the most. So I'm excited. Are you excited? I know I asked a lot of questions, but hopefully this can get our brains going and jog our memories and our experiences and where we've been to where we are now and where we want to go. I hope it brings encouragement and support and love in everything that you are doing. And I can't wait to hear from you to see what you're working on now, what you're doing, and where you want to eventually end up. So, thank you for tuning in to Because We Can. And when we believe we can, we become absolutely limitless. I'll see you on the next episode. Until then, stay safe and stay brave and get to know yourself. Pour into yourself and send me a message. Let's connect. All right. Peace.